Hi students, as Dr. Allington here, it's end of or coming up on the end of week one. My hope for the semester is I'm going to provide you with a video each week, short video, just kind of an update on where we are in the course, how we're doing in the class, things I'm seeing that are going well, areas where we can improve, kind of give you a preview of what's coming up just in terms of assignments. In terms of the material that we're going to be covering. So I hope this is going to be helpful. If it's not helpful, let me know. Definitely don't have to be doing it each week, but I hope this is going to be helpful. So first of all, I think we've had a pretty good start. We're two and a half days into, we're 3 days into the semester. Everyone in this class has at least checked into the class. That's really great. No one has to be chased by academic affairs. So you've all made it into the class. People are reaching out to me. That's great. I'm getting emails. I've talked with some of you over the phone. That's really great. Always happy to put a voice to an avatar and to feel like I know you a little bit better. So those of you who have had questions or just wanted to check in and say hi, who have reached out, thank you for doing that. That's helpful. People have been participating in the discussion boards and the journals. That's very good. That's a good start. I think it looks like we have a great group that's developing for this class. I would say just be aware, because the semester started on Tuesday, we have a short week, and you don't have a lot of assignments to do, but there are some that need to get completed, and they need to be completed by the end of the day on Saturday. So that means that everyone needs to have made an introductory discussion post and commented on 2 other posts. Everyone needs to have completed a journal entry. Everyone needs to have completed the participation agreement. Like I say, it's not onerous. If you sat down and did it all at once, it's not ideal, but for the first week, that's fine. If you sat down and did it all at once, I think it would take you an hour tops, and that's including watching the videos that I assigned for this week. So it's not a lot of work, but it does need to get done. It does need to get done by the end of the day on Saturday. We really don't want to see anyone falling behind or missing assignments so early in the class. So make sure you get involved. Make sure you complete those assignments before the end of the day on Saturday. Don't hesitate to contact me if you're having difficulties. I'm more than happy to help you. One other note, just moving forward, and I know that different professors do this in different ways, so this is no criticism, this is just a note as we move on. The journal entries, it's much more helpful for me, or at least I prefer it, if these entries are typed or copied and pasted directly into the assignment. Some people attach files. I know some professors request that. I find it easier if the text is right there in front of me rather than having to download files each time. So my request is that you just type or copy and paste the text of your journal entries directly into the assignment. Okay, that's this past week in review. Now we move forward to the upcoming week, the week that's beginning the end of the day on Saturday. And this week we are covering a lot of material, because we're covering all sort of pre-Columbian America, Native American societies before Columbus. We're also covering the Age of Discovery. We're also covering early Spanish settlement. So there's quite a lot of material, quite a lot of different topics that we're covering this week. And that's in order to set the context for the history of the United States, to provide this context for the history of the Americas more generally. So you'll see we have videos, and quite a lot of videos, and videos on things like the encomienda system, the Atlantic slave trade, that are quite important and cover quite a lot of ground. So we have a lot of videos. We have the textbook reading. Hopefully everyone's got their books. People don't have any issues with their books. Where it says weekly discussion in the agenda, that will be a reading from your second book. So remember that you have 2 books. I had a conversation with a student about this yesterday. You have the textbook. You'll have a textbook reading each week. And then you also have the Reading the American Past book. And that's where you'll have readings each week that will be for our discussion boards. So there'll be a discussion board each week, and the readings that you'll need to complete for that discussion board are from the American Past book. So we'll have the discussion, we have the readings and the videos, have a quiz. We're going to have a writing assignment. This week the writing assignment is a quiz on plagiarism. So it's not too time consuming. You can take it twice, but only twice. And it's open book. So if you want to look up the answers online, it's totally fine. But you can only do it twice. And partly that's because there are some true or false questions there. If you need 2, 3 goes through to get a true or false right, you've got some problems. That's what we have lined up. Then of course there is a journal article, or a journal entry. So those are the assignments. That's what you have to do the week that's coming up. And then just as by way of reflection on the material that we're going to be studying, I said that some of the themes of this class was the characteristic in the history of the United States of the bravery of starting something new, breaking away from the old and starting something new. And we definitely see that with this week's material. So I would encourage you to think about Native American and European American explorers. Even though we talk about these people as Native Americans, they too, the very earliest settlers, did not originate here. They came from Asia. They too were breaking away from the old, traveling hundreds of miles, in thousands of miles even, in very difficult conditions. So think about the courage of the first Native Americans to start something new. Think about the courage of the European explorers to set out across the Atlantic, the bravery that entailed. And then we're also going to look at the challenges that these societies faced. Why is it that Native American societies have made immense achievements before Columbus, but are also in a state of flux, a state of breakdown, even before European settlers arrived? And then what are the challenges that the European settlers encounter? The challenges of settlement, the challenges of slavery. Why do those happen? Where do those ideas come from? Where do those practices come from? What are the achievements of the European explorers to reach and discover the Americas? The achievements of the Spanish conquerors to create this New World Empire. These are some of the topics that we're going to look at over this week. So I hope this video is helpful. Hope you have a great week looking at discussing very early American history.